to BRL. We're back in Season 3 now. I remember the first day of Season 1, but here we are, back in Australia. One of our season opener for the last 2 years now. We might have even had it in Season 1. I can't quite remember. Nevertheless, I've joined a little bit late because my app had an immediate error as soon as I went into the game. So here we are. As of right now, most drivers currently on an out lap actually. Only Smithy, Jimmy Jackson, Alexis Sanchez currently not. Everyone on soft tyres as expected. Either way, we're just going to have the Mercedes come past on the world map to start his lap. And for the first time in what feels like forever, probably because it is, I'm not by myself. I am joined here with Santiago. However, he is currently struggling to join the game right now. His F1 is being even more stupid than mine. So we might hear from him in a minute. Nevertheless, few drivers now getting themselves on laps. Also, you'll notice some very big changes to the names and the colours next to them. New season, driver changes. People have moved around with quick killers retiring from the session just there. Yeah, a lot of people have changed teams. Pretty much everybody's in new teams. So here we go. Here's on board with Rick. He was Alfa Romeo last year. He's now switched to McLaren, and there he goes, just running around at the outside of the Mercedes there. Hadler's gone and set the fastest time in the new Alfa Tauri for him, and now Henson improving, but he's back in his good old Williams. I've never seen our Henson drive anything else but a Williams. Oh, except for the F2 guys. They're literally the only things I've ever seen him drive that aren't the Williams. He loves that car. It's a shame it's not the best in real life. Baron Harley has gone and put another time in for the Alfa Romeo team, Alfa Tauri team, sorry, but it's not quite good enough to be on pace. As Perry as well, coming across the line with a nice bank of time, and Rick goes top of the tables with the McLaren. That Sim guy improving even more so, another 4 tenths up on Rick's time. So that Sim guy top of the tables with a 117.7 so far. Bluebird getting very, very close there, just under 3 tenths off the pace. Nevertheless, a couple more drivers getting into place. Mr. Cookie there only just beating Bluebird into that second place spot as of right now. Looking ahead, there you go, you can see the Red Bull moving out of the way just for now. So, with that, about half the grid so far has gotten themselves on. We've got 18 drivers today here for the season opener. It's a pretty good amount of people for the first time on the grid. I think we were expecting a full house, but a couple of late dropouts at the very last second. And that was a big spin there for Cole, who's now driving it in reverse. I think he's going to try and do a J. Oh no, he's just waiting for him to get past. Terribly sorry, I do have a bit of a cough, so you are going to hear me do that quite a few times. Obviously, we're here at Australia. It's the new layout. I say new layout. You've already seen it here on the BRL channel just a few months ago, back in September, I reckon, by now. Nevertheless, I wasn't there this race. This is the first time I've actually hosted over an Australia race, I'm pretty certain. I think that's just in general as well. And it's a lovely track, Australia. I do love it. So here comes Bluebirds now. I'm pretty sure he just went for that lap as well. At some point, obviously, he has got to come in. What he's trying to go for? Yeah, he's on a fast lap. That's clear as day. He's on a fast lap. He's really pushing that car. Other than that, most drivers, drivers towards the back. Jimmy Jags and Alexis Sanchez, as of right now, no time set for them. Jimmy Jags in the new Alpine car, with Alexis Sanchez moving to Ferrari from Haas. Here he comes across the line. Let's see how he does. I'm pretty sure this is a fast lap from him. No, it's not. So it is a outlap. It's a 120, so that's pretty decent going, right? I don't think you can complain about that. Either way, he's on for another lap. Oh, it might have even validated actually. I think that is the case. So he does seem to be pushing it. a fair bit, even with limited ERS. But nevertheless, there's Jackalacco for the Aston Martin team. Yellow flag in sector 2, so I'm pretty sure that is the AlphaTauri there that just stopped on track. I think it was just to move out of the way of the fast moving drivers. So that's Jackalacco flying down the straight. So, just a couple more drivers to come across the line. 5 to be exact, however, Quick Killers obviously is DNF'd out of the session very, very early on. Unfortunately, he got no time posted, so that means it's an automatic P18 for him, unless someone else gets disqualified. Other than that, Lifebout obviously is only set really a banger time, or just an observation lap with being 31 seconds down. I can't really see that being his optimal pace, to say the least. Just a few more drivers to come through now. So Smithy, Blair and Bergen, who I can't say I recognise the name of. Nevertheless, and just stopping there, Smithy on the side. So maybe that didn't go quite as expected. Either way, a couple more drivers getting themselves back out on track. That includes Bino Harley and Jackalacco, I'm pretty sure is on in lap of going P7, which is a pretty decent time for him. Either way, Harley's about to come across the line. Let's see how the man in the AlphaTauri can do. It's going to be a massive improvement, a whole second improvement. Really, really mega from him, but that brings him up to P6. Tops him over the top of Hazard. Who just runs in front of Jackalacco. That brings him quite close up to the back of our Henson here as I'm a Wild Matt comes flying through for a really solid P5 position right now. Just 0.686 seconds off the pace here, and with that we've got some of our front runners beginning to leave the pit lane once again. Including that sim guy, Mr. Cookie and Bluebird. 3 people that are all within a shout of winning this title, as well as Rick, who came second last season. However, clearly not a stronger track of his, as he did say. He did say obviously he won it last time round. However, it wasn't the track that he was particularly strong at, so he doesn't particularly mind if he doesn't perform that well today, because he knows that that is still like a noticeable reflection of how well he does, really. Either way, Bluebird coming through here, and it's a pretty decent looking lap so far. Keeping it very, very smooth. I didn't have time to check what the Sector 1 time posted was. Either way, it's going to come here. It's 2/10 faster as of right now. So, comfortably beating Mr. Cookie through the first sector. In fact, going purple first sector. Much, much faster than that sim guy. So, if he keeps up the pace, could be on for a possible fastest lap here. Either way, through Sector 2 we go, and it's faster and faster still. It's the fastest Sector 1 and 2. With not a whole lot of improvement though. So maybe Bluebird very, very fast in the first and second sector, but obviously losing something in the third, because he's still down to that sim guy's original time. He's still got a long, long work to do. He's got to gain just a couple more hundredths of a second through here. Lifebout going up to P4. Very impressive time there. Pushing Rick down to P5. Either way, Bluebird K7 is going to come across the line. Is it going to be improvements? Is it going to be top of the timing sheets? It is not! And it's a big, big loss of time through those last couple of corners, I'm pretty certain. Because all of Mr. Cookie, big, big down on his time. Really 2/10 down. Either way, Bluebird 2/10 down once again on that sim guy. So he's brought it up a little bit, nearly by a tenth. Mr. Cookie clearly going for a bit of a slow lap. He was half a second down now through the second sector. And over the grass he goes. That Sim guy, however, coming through, does look a little bit more on the pace. I cannot lie to you. And he is on the pace. In fact, he's above pace. He's running very well at the moment. And yeah, commentator's curse. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That Sim guy, he's not down and out. He hasn't DNF'd. He can still turn this around. He can easily get back in the pit lane and try again. That's no problem for him. Either way, our Henson is currently running at 9.5 seconds slower through Sector 2. So something's clearly gone wrong in Sector 1 there, hasn't it? I don't think there's any denying that, really. Other than that, Hazard currently out 0.3 faster, doing very, very well, actually. That brings him down to just half a second. That could place him P7 as of right now, but he's still got a fair bit of distance to go. Here we go, coming through Sector 1 now, and that was a total lie because he's 0.7 down on his own time. Right, and Alexis Sanchez also down on his time. This could bring him into a possible top 10 start if he continues at this pace. Blair also on an outlap, but everybody else currently in the pit lane with the first pass. Who's the man to bite the bullet? And then it is an Alfa Romeo afterwards. But the question is it's both Alfa Romeo. So that Sim guy being one of the first drivers out here to take their final lap. So there you go, that's Sim guy leaving as well as Pole, Blair and Essex Perry. So Essex Perry is that Haas car. Pole already out on a lap. And Alexis Sanchez electing to pit at the end of that. So we'll take a little look at Blair. He's the first to cross the will be the first to cross the line after all is done. With that Sim guy being after Essex Perry. So let's see how Mr. Blair can do. Here we go. Let's have a nice little cinematic final qualifying session. So Blair coming through here. He should be coming towards the end of Sector 1 here. Is it improvements? It is improvements by just 1/10 of a second. Nevertheless, big improvements for Blair. That could possibly bring him up. He's going to have to work very, very hard in the next couple of corners. Whether he's made like a fundamental mistake in one of them or something to try and gain some time back. Because as of right now, he's in problems. A lot of problems. He can still start from the back very, very easily. Even if he does improve by the amount projected, it's still going to be a very, very difficult task for him. Nevertheless, rounding the last couple of right-handers into the Supin left that has also been one of the corners to change, I'm pretty sure. But this, nevertheless, all still the same. Back onto the DRS straight. Is it going to be big enough improvements to move up his positions? It is. It moves up to P7 after all of that. So there we go. After all that, it was just one corner that was the problem. Moving up, that Sim guy will be finishing his lap very, very soon. He has got a Williams in the way, so that will be our Henson. That he's going to get a nice run out of the final corner. He's going to have great slipstream all the way down to the back. Is it in a provisional pole position? It is. It's improvements once again for that sim guy. It's a 1:17.3 for him right now. Mr. Cookie also just starting his lap. Excuse me. Lifeout currently running through sector 2 as well, massively down in his time. Our Henson also up by 0.3 of a second. Blair out on a time as well. He's just come across in P7. Hazard 0.2 down on his time, so he could be pushing up into a top 8 position, maybe even top 7. Smithy as well, only just better, 1,000th of a second faster through that sector 2 timing screen there. And someone, that sim guy's bottled it. So, oh no, he doesn't have to anymore, hasn't he? He set his time. Anyway, Mr. Cookie is down on his time. It's nowhere near enough. He's going to have to double it through the final sector, but it's not needed. Because, ladies and gentlemen, he has invalidated. But he's going to make it round to go again. Oh, that's a bit of luck, isn't it? He's going to have... Oh, this is going to be close. This is going to be really close. He's made it. It's 0.3 faster. However, it was invalidated, so he's going to have to do it all again. Bluebird also invalidated his lap time. This is looking really promising for that sim guy right now. He's only got Mr. Cookie, who is desperately out of VRS. He's currently rocking with like 3-4% of it, 6% right now. So he's going to have to rely on that engine power massively. Only problem is look at the time he's losing. Nearly 0.2 of a second through sector 1, and it's invalidated as well. So that means I'm pretty certain, unless Lifebout can pull an absolute miracle, which as of right now is looking impossible, Rick is going to have to be super fast. Outrageously fast even. It was the fastest sector 2 for Rick, but is it going to be 7 tenths faster at the end of the day? Well, he's going to have to go nearly 8 tenths faster if he wants to beat that sim guy, but he can get himself up here. He hasn't got to go particularly much faster, only 2 tenths, or 2.5 tenths split him from P2. So he hasn't got a whole long way to go to get to P2. But it's a long gap to P3. Is it going to be? It's going to be a great improvement for Rick that does split up that P1 to P2 gap just a little bit closer. It's now just 0.2 seconds faster for that sim guy. Rick puts his car P2 at the end of qualifying. And with that, qualifying, ladies and gentlemen, is over. Oh, I need a drink. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Qualifying is over. That sim guy, owner of the league, puts it on pole for the first race here in Australia. And Rick, with that last minute qualifying lap, puts him P2. Bluebird comes in P3 with Mr. Cookie and his Aston Martin in P4. Our Henson P5 with Lifebout in P6. Hazard in P7 with Blair in P8. I'm a Wild Matt P9 and Smithy in P10. BRN Harley in P11 with Bergen in P12. Jackalacco in P13 and Essex Perry P14 with Alexis Sanchez at P15 and Jimmy Jags P17. And then rounding it out, it's Pole and Quick Killers at the back of the grid. Well, unfortunate for Quick Killers, who didn't manage to set a lap. He obviously DNF'd before he was physically able to. I'm pretty sure he either DNF'd on his outlap or on his first flyer, so either way, ladies and gentlemen, there we have it. We should be moving into the race very shortly. Just waiting on Essex Perry. Dun-dun, 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 dun-dun. We will be back in just 1 second. No, I do apologise for these wait times, but Essex Perry is struggling to load in, clearly. No. Well, that's annoying. Hey, there we go. Right. Alrighty, so welcome. Oh my God. Why? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Why am I in a car? What's happening? Why is this occurred? I've actually been popped into a car. Why? This game is so broken. Why have I been put in a car? I spectated. What is going on? I'll take it for the formation lap and I'll
Okay, how was that pull away?
Oh
Get
dear,
a bit more
dear.
grip than that at the start, but we need to warm the tyres properly now. Make sure you get some heat into the brakes as well.
No, I'm gonna do what's right and just on the last corner I'll be an effort. Oh, there we go. Oh no, can you do that? Oh, yeah, you can. You can't crash out. Oh dear. I usually right, okay. I have a reason for this. I usually race on wheel. So safe to say I'm not pretty close. Oh, this is surprisingly difficult. Oh no, I can't retire the car. Why can't I retire the car? Such a slow. Come on, come on. Right, I will be totally honest. Right now, I can't hear a thing. I'm just going to try and take the car for a drive, one lap round, and then DNF it. Oh, it's a decent parking. Right, okay, I will try and tell you what's going on, but I can't say. I'm probably going to struggle with it there. Jimmy Jags is at the back with me, and Paul Bergen, and I'm just going to have to stay behind everybody. I don't want to interfere. Anyway, I'm pretty sure it is still... Oh, it's a McLaren at the top, so that means... who's that gotten past? It's some driver. I definitely know it's a driver. Oh my god, it's not Aero Blake anymore. I don't know who drives for who anymore. I haven't quite remembered it all yet. Either way, I'm keeping pace nicely here. I can't hear anything. I'm pretty sure I'm revving out the engine a little bit. I'm terribly sorry for the absolute monstrosity you must be hearing right now. But I am heavily struggling. Doing alright actually. Way up. Oh, maybe not. It's not Blair, I know that for free. Is Mr. Cookie's not. Mr. Cookie isn't, no. Oh god. God, this car doesn't have any rear tyres in it. I don't want to retire on track though, that's the thing. So, nevertheless, the McLaren is still in the lead with the Alfa Romeo. Oh, it's Rick! Of course it's Rick. Oh my god, this car is undrivable, my goodness. I really need to turn traction control back on again. I'm so sorry. Oh my god. Right, okay. He's just run into the back of me. Assists. Let me turn traction control on. I'm going to turn it on full just because I can't hear the car. Oh dear, oh dear. Those tyres are hot. Nevertheless, Rick still leads with that sim guy right behind, and I'm pretty sure that's Bluebird in P3. Oh my god, these tyres are so hot. How hot are these tyres? Oh my god, they're 31% worn. Jesus. Oh, right, okay. Nevertheless, I want to retire from the session. Right. I can hear again. Right, okay. Oh, Henson wants an invite. Right, let's get you on, Henson. Let's get you on. Bluebird's got on through. Fair play. I don't know whether I have our Henson. Oh, I'm so sorry for this mess. Right. Okay, well, Rick has absolutely run away with this so far. He is on medium tyre as of right now with the McLaren. Let's take a little look at the tyres. Right, okay, so most people have started on the mediums, other than just 3 drivers that have started on the path, with a couple of 30-second time penalties getting dished out here, including Mr. Cookie in dished out. A 3-second time penalty.
And Bluebird has managed to take P3, and all of a sudden that Sim guy is under a lot of pressure from our Henson. What on earth has happened here? Our Henson, as of right now, just trying to scoot it around the bottom. He had a little sneaky look, decided not to go for it, understandably. It was a risky little move. Mr. Cookie right behind them as well, with I'm a Wild Matt just creeping up the back as well. Closing in nicely on this pack, and our Henson has gone side by side and launches one down the inside of the right-hander. He is going to have the place, but is it going to be for long? Because that Sim guy's got the inside line here, but that Sim guy's breaks very poorly. And all of a sudden, that's allowed Mr. Cookie to go through, and in goes that Sim guy into the pit lane. So he's decided, now not for me. Nevertheless, though, Mr. Cookie under a lot of pressure from Wild Wild Matt at the moment. He's going to try and go possibly on the inside, but no, he has to back out of the fight. Either way, our Henson has managed to benefit massively off of this. Hazard run really wide through that corner under a low pressure from Alexis Sanchez as of right now. Ridiculous picking up a 3-second time, but it'll be for multiple warnings. And my first race of the season ended in a DNF. No, don't call me Yoda for nothing. Honestly, that was the greatest lap I think I've ever done. Quiet and muffled. I know exactly why. It's switched headsets, hasn't it?
Right, I'm terribly sorry about that. So when I plugged my headset in, it switched to the headset microphone rather than the normal microphone. Thank you, Elise, for telling me that. Either way, here we are, back once again. You should be able to hear me normally once more. I'm a Wild Matt, currently just hanging off the back of these two. I mean, other than that, it's pretty quiet across the grid. We've got a couple of little group fights, and oh, there goes the Haas. Losing a front end plate there. That's Essex Parry. He just gets himself turned around, and off he will go again. Trying to find the close barrel. Mr. Cookie is putting a lot of pressure on our Henson, so much he's going to dive down the inside of the hairpin. Doesn't quite pull it off, but he might have another opportunity very, very soon down the line. If he is getting that close to the back of him, I think it's going to be a matter of sort of laps, to be honest, as to whether he's going to get past. If not, maybe even just a matter of corners, because it's close. It is really, really close. Wait, what? How did I miss that? I'm actually blind. Huh? I'm losing the plot, I really am. I'm so sorry. I completely zoned out for a second then, and then all of a sudden I zoned back in and Mr. Cookie's passed. So you watched that move, I didn't, apparently, even though I was staring right at the screen. Nevertheless, he's passed. I'm a Wild Matt now, putting a lot of pressure on the back of our Henson because of that. Though our Henson is keeping up with Mr. Cookie, but just not quite as close as Mr. Cookie was. Our Henson actually on the medium tyre here, whereas Mr. Cookie is on the hards. We're lap 7 now, so most people have done sort of 6 laps on each tyre. I don't think they should be wearing just yet. They've still got a little while to go before I think they'd wear. I'm a Wild Matt, sticking right on the back of our Henson there. Just dropped below 0.2 of a second for a brief moment there. You can see just a little bit of split driving down the straights. These two drivers for P3 as of right now are driving sort of very well together. no one putting on sort of masses and masses of pressure, but at the same time, I think if one of them makes a mistake, the other two are 1000% going to try and capitalise on it. And I think right now, of the three, our Henson might just be the weakest link, because while Matt is keeping up to the back of our Henson really, really well, though our Henson all of a sudden is starting to be able to nail down some time to Mr. Cookie. Cannot go for a move there, but this is the closest we've seen them this way round, basically since that move was made. Alexis Sanchez has left the session. That is probably due to just an error within the game or something along those lines. Other than that, it's still very, very close with them. Well, Matt's opting to take some interesting lines to a few corners I've noticed. That is a driver stopped on track, I'm pretty certain. That is Essex Perry who spun it around the very last corner. And that's him, guy, going and setting the fastest time of the race as of right now. Either way, we're going to keep our eyes on these guys, because out of everybody, these are without a doubt the hottest contentions to have a fight, basically. Only problem is, it is a bit of a DRS train as of right now. See there, our Henson getting right on the back of Mr. Cookie. It's 3/10 between them heading down into the hairpin, and it's just not enough time for our Henson to get anywhere near close to him. He's closing that time by about half down the straight, but unfortunately half is just nowhere near enough. Also, notably, Smithy right on the... Oh, yeah, Alexis Sanchez's ghost. I was about to say, oh, he's right on the back. Is possibly in for a decent little fight here. No, it's a ghost. It's a ghost. Oh, Harley right on the back of Jimmy Jags, though. Really right on the back of Jimmy Jags. That's him going to set the fastest time once again. Harley's going to lob one down the inside at the chicane. It's not quite pulled off, though. However, maybe a slightly better exit, and DRS is going to be enough for the AlphaTauri for it to be able to hop around the outside. He's going to have to go. It's slightly better brakes for the AlphaTauri, and he has managed to get past there. That is Harley up into P10. And with that, the Mercedes is going to go for it on our Henson. While Matt moves up into P4 with that sim guy pulling away a little bit, and that is possibly due to our Henson disconnecting basically as that pass took place, pretty much. Now I look to see the anger in the face of our Henson as he will storm on the Discord chat in a fit of rage as he is now ghosted once more. I will ping him another request invite. Just to be nice. Oh god, yeah, you can see all of this, can't you? Oh dear, oh dear. Where is he? Oh, he's not there. Right, okay. Well, poor him. Either way, that means while Matt moves up into P4 with Mr. Cookie in P3. That fight sort of died down a fair amount here. Hazard will also get past our Henson in just a few clicks time. Other than that, Jackalacco really struggling on those mediums by the looks of it. Oh, it's another AI. Jimmy Jags also running with us front wing, and Blair running down in P12 all by himself. That's him going towards the back of the grid, trying to currently have a fight with Quickulars. He might be able to go for it here down the outside, and a nice little switch to the inside actually. Gets the move done. That Sim guy, no, maybe not quite. He hasn't quite managed to do it. Quick Killers has kept himself in this fight. However, oh, big crash there for Quick Killers, and that does not bring out a safety car. There it is, safety car, and it finally says safety car. Finally! Oh, it's only taken them about half a year to do it. It used to just say sectors 1, 2 and 3 yellow flag, and I'd have to go and check to see whether it was a safety car or VST. It finally says it. Thank God. I really needed it to do that. It's been forever. Either way, a lot of people are taking advantage of this, and everybody's pitting. Everybody's taking the free pit stop. It is like optimal time to pit anyway. Maybe a couple of laps early, but I think most of the guys that are on mediums will be really happy because they can run hard to the end of this race now. Okay, they're going to be 20 laps old, but it's not the end of the world, is it? Alrighty, so behind safety car conditions now, and we'll take a little look at what's kind of occurred so far in this race. So obviously for some reason I started the race because F122, that's what it's all about. Either way, Rick currently still leads after the safety car. However, all of a sudden his gap that he built up has been completely lost, so Bluebird now directly behind once again. Mr. Cookie, big catch up to the front two. So after all that fighting, that means he now does have a shot to go for them. I'm a wild Matt MP4 as well. That's closed up that fight, so that fight could reappear again. If anything, it's just going to be a matter of reappearing fights as we have. Oh, I thought that was a bit of a collision there, but I think that is just AI drivers. A few more drivers still to catch up though. Essex Perry coming into the pit lane now, so he's going to be a little while before he reaches the back of them. Same for Lifebout, who's currently still running through sector 2. Alrighty, so taking a little look at the tyres, Mr. Cookie is on the medium tyres, and that is going to be one hell of a challenge to make those last. Everybody else is on the hards, which is going to be a little more challenging, but pretty much everybody's going to be praying for another safety car just to try and get on a set of softs to finish the race. Pole also electing for the medium tyre, so probably most of that is down to original tyre choice, as well as Essex Perry here, who is on the soft tyre. Looking at current changes, and it is mainly due to already planned tyres, other than a few drivers that have really darted around on some tyres. We can pretty much see from sort of P12 onwards, it is completely a one-stop strategy for everybody else, and that is pretty much due sort of all the way to, you know, it's completely and utterly down to just damage and having to come into the pits. Same as Blair, who has to come into the pits now for the hard tyre switch. Interested into what he's going to switch onto, though. I genuinely have no idea. He's going to switch onto another set of medium tyres. So he's gone from soft... where is Blair? Blah, 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 blah. He's gone medium, hard, medium, which is a very interesting strategy considering he was on those hard tyres for, I'm pretty sure, just a couple of laps. I don't think he was on them for any more than that. Let's check out what has been said. Sorry, lads, got to deal with child. That's fine. That's a-okay. Don't you worry, mate. Go deal with your child. I'd much rather you go deal with your child than sit here and play games with us, because, you know, kids, they matter for some reason. Either way, safety car comes in this lap. It's nice. It's so early that it lets us know that safety car is coming in. So Rick can really back the pack up and get ready to go again. So yeah, the safety car already making pretty much a break for itself. Rick, as of right now, nicely keeping up the speed, and tyre wear is going nicely as well. Quite a lot of drivers having to weave there. A few like R. Henson hadn't been. The Ferrari, as of right now, Alexis Sanchez looking very Kimi Räikkönen-esque, just staying completely still on the road. Either way, we are nearly ready to get going once again. The safety car rolls into the pit lane with 2 corners to go. And now it's completely down to Rick as to decide when he decides to leave, and he's gone nearly immediately, and it's a big break for the top 3 in between Otherwild, Matt and Hazard. There's a massive gap. So now looking down into turn 1, and it is going to be Rick that manages to keep in turn 1. However, with Bluebird right behind him, we could see possible fight into the hairpin. Is Bluebird going to go for the move? Is he going to stay behind? He is going to go for the move. He's dived. Bluebird gets the move nearly done, but Rick comes back in fighting fashion, scoops up the inside, and Rick keeps the track for now. However, Blair's managed to cut around the inside and take it straight back off him. Now Hazard's gonna Mr. Cookie's going to try and get involved in this fight, but Rick takes the lead once more. And now with Bluebird stuck pretty much behind Rick, it might be it's going to go 3 wide. No, not quite. It's just going to be Rick and Bluebird on the right now. Mr. Cookie is just going to sit behind. Who knows? He might be expecting absolute disaster as they come into the left-hander, absolutely swooping, and it's going to be Bluebird that takes it out of there. However, now another little straight, and it could be all to play for us. It's possible to make a move down into this corner. It's a little bit more possible when you have DRS. Either way, right at the back here, I'm a wild Matt and Hazard fighting very nicely. Hazard's going to launch one up the inside. There, they both spin. Both do pick up damage, however, nothing fatal there. Other than that, these drivers beginning to normalise out once again with Bluebird in the front of the pack. Other than that, I'm pretty sure, obviously, moves have been made up and down the grid. But no, really intense fighting there, straight from the off once again. And what is this? This is Mr. Cookie trying to go for Rick. He's going to dive up the inside at the hairpin, and he's got the move done beautifully. And there goes Rick, spinning in circles. The McLaren just not holding down the grip. So that just leaves Mr. Cookie and Bluebird to fight it out. Mr. Cookie, the faster tyre, same age. So it could be on for a very good fight here. Mr. Cookie has got a penalty though, so he needs to get in front, gain 3 seconds, and make those tyres last. Nearly half a race distance on mediums. It's going to be one hell of a challenge, but can he do it? Well, we shall find out very soon. However, as of right now, Bluebird is currently getting away. Jimmy Jags riding right on the back of Smithy right now, putting a fair bit of pressure on one of the closest drivers up and down the grid. That Sim guy also right on the back of his teammate Pole. Is he going to go for the move? No, it was close, but he elected against it. Well, Mr. Cookie closed in about 3/10 on that lap and is looking increasingly dangerous on the back of the Alpine, with DRS being re-enabled very, very soon, if not this lap, I'm pretty certain. It should get a whole lot easier to close down on the straights, make it a little bit more possible for some moves to be made, but we've already been proven that you can make moves around this track even without DRS, which is great. And now this being a nice long straight as well is also adds to it massively. Either way, Mr. Cookie goes flying through there, and it's not the best for either of them, to be honest, but it is just about enough. And yes, DRS has been enabled. Mr. Cookie does close in about 1/10.5 with DRS there, however, loses it all once again straight through that corner. So I'm pretty sure Mr. Cookie probably wants past as quickly as possible. He doesn't want to hang about in the dirty air, because he doesn't want to waste the mediums he's on and waste the maximum potential of these mediums. He's half a second down at the start of this straight. Obviously, Bluebird in front doesn't have DRS, and by the looks of it, must be using a fair chunk of ERS to keep that gap equal, because Mr. Cookie is obviously got DRS wide open, and it really isn't making much of a difference to his running speed. So I'm not too sure why that's the case, but it is. So there we go. Really big gains there through that corner. Nearly 2/10 faster. Keep that in mind. That could be an opportunity for him. That Sim guy is stuck in a fair bit of carnage. He's in with quite a few cars here and looking really, really dangerous on the back of Jimmy Jags in the fight for 8th position. Just a matter of, is he going to make a move? I can see him possibly diving it up the inside here. Jimmy Jags going very defensive. That Sim guy is going to have to swoop it round the outside. He does get the move done impressively. That's a very well executed move, and with Rick right on the back of with that Sim guy now right on the back of Rick, we could have a good fight on our hands for P7. In other terms, Alexis Sanchez has managed to scoop his way around Harley, and a safety car has come out because Pole has crashed. What happened to Pole? Oh dear, oh dear. Either way, our Henson comes into the pits. So does Harley. So does Rick. So does Smithy. Is this bad for Bluebird and Mr. Cookie? Quite a few drivers decide to continue going. All the drivers that are coming in, fresh mediums by the looks of it. Either way, all the drivers that are staying out are on sort of beginning to age hard, most of them, other than Mr. Cookie, who's on the medium tyre that will be sort of painfully worn out by the end of this race. I mean, the hard tyres will be kind of coming up to their end, but nowhere near as bad as those medium tyres will be right at the very end. Other drivers like R. Henson right now in really, really opportunistic positions, very much able to capitalise on their ability. Is it possible? Who knows? Nevertheless, only driver here, Jack Alaco, who's kind of sort of in the mediums, running on 11 lap old mediums, which is obviously absolutely massive to the 0 laps that drivers around him are on. So it's going to be difficult for him to hold position. It's quite a lot of these drivers. Either way, we're going to be getting underway sooner or later. It'll probably be a little while. So sit back, relax, and just sort of wait up for the safety car to get going again. Jesus, that was just incredible racing. That was absolutely unbelievable racing. And really, 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 really difficult to sort of keep going on, I can't lie. It's one of my more challenging ones I've ever done. One shall be totally honest. Nice. So Essex Perry has decided to go onto the soft tyre. Interesting move from him. He's quite a long way down, just a minute and 54 from 14th place. I say just. It's really not been a race for him to remember. 4 drivers out, well, 3 drivers out, including 4 including myself, but I was never supposed to be a driver. Though I don't think we'll ever have a better lap of racing on BRL ever. I don't think it's physically possible, to be honest. I don't think it's allowed. Why is this occurred? I've actually been that is quite funny. I've just been given the Red Bull. I've got no idea why. Genuinely. Oh, Bluebird crashing on the safety car, losing his M plate. Oh my God, that's outrageous. And diving into the pit lane there, cutting across Smithy to get into the pits. He's had to come into the pit lane as we've gotten ourselves underway. Well, that's given Mr. Cookie the break of his lifetime as Alexis Sanchez is into P2, and that sim guy's managed to creep his way up into P3 on 10 lap old hard, so he's going to have to go a long way on those tyres. Nevertheless though, Smithy in P4 and Jimmy Jags in P5 currently under a lot of pressure. And then just towards the back, Rick is the first of these fresh medium runners, and with with our Henson right behind him, battling ferociously. It's going to be our Henson that's going to dive up the inside here. Is he going to be able to make the move work? He has managed to get it through, and Rick does have to concede the position, and now all of a sudden under a lot of pressure from Hazard and Harley, who are the 2 AlphaTauri boys. Are they going to be able to get past? Is one of them going to be able to get past? Are they going to fight each other? I'm not quite sure yet. No, they are going to go for it, but Rick is going to go for our Henson, and the AlphaTauri is going to go for each other. AlphaTauri might even be able to creep up the Henson here, and no, they do collide, and that causes a double DNF. Is it quite? No! One of them's just about survived. Hazard's managed to keep himself in straight check, and oh my God, his wing is like nothing's wrong with him. Oh, that's going to cause a little bit of controversy, isn't it? 2 drivers colliding with each other. Well, it is just a virtual safety car because it's so far off the racing line, but they do still need to get rid of it. And it's in a position where cars can quite easily spin off, as we've just seen. So virtual safety car is the absolutely perfect decision there, and it tells me it's a virtual safety car. It was a thing last year, perfectly fine, and then I come into this year and then it just stopped giving me that information, and I'm like, why? But it's back, and I appreciate that. Nevertheless, Mr. Cookie, blisteringly good start. He's got to hold on for 8 laps at the top of the tables, whilst Rick is essentially just going to be trying to hunt through these cars. He's got Jimmy Jags, Smithy, Alexis Sanchez, that sim guy, Mr. Cookie, in his way of a win. Similar with our Henson, but he's also got Rick in the way. So he's a challenge for them. It's not going to be easy. Not easy in the slightest at all, to be honest. Can they do it? I'm not sure. I think it's a bit of a push, but at the same time they are just that much faster, and I can see that sim guy beginning to put a bit of pressure on Mr. Cookie, because eventually Mr. Cookie's tyres are gonna die. They just are. I can't lie. I think Mr. Cookie... Oh no, I don't think he got the opportunity to. Either way, Bluebird's gone and put on a fresh set of softs, unsurprisingly. Yeah, that's the correct decision of tyre, in my opinion. Either way, DRS enabled again, and it's going to be McLaren that's under pressure. Rick, our Henson's going to launch one up the inside at turn 1. Rick gets the better through turn 2, and I almost say through comes Hamilton, but through comes a wild Matt, who's managed to get our Henson, and now he's going to dive to the inside and go for a fantastic little dive bomb on Rick here, but he's not going to have the better exit. It's going to be Rick that holds the position, and is that going to open the door for our Henson? It's not quite, but Rick's still under a lot of pressure from a wild Matt. A little bit slow through there for Armour Wild Matt. Is that going to put the pressure on Henson? He didn't have a little look, didn't he? But he wasn't quite able, sorry, to pull it off. That's the problem with following so closely behind. Sometimes you have to just stomp on the brake because you're just going to ram into the back of them. And yeah, moves like that, Henson probably could have snuck one up in there. Either way, Henson under a lot of pressure from Lifebout as well at the moment. Though he looked very, very quick through there, Henson. And by the looks of it, Rick is going to try and lob one around the outside of Jimmy Jags. He's close, and Wild Matt's gone through at the same time, and Rick is through. So Rick down one position. He's now only got 4 in the way of a win. Henson's trying to come back with Armour Wild Matt. He's going to try maybe for a later apex. But no, the pace just isn't there. Wild Matt completely running away. He's going to have a little go on Jimmy Jags here, I'm pretty certain. No, not quite as close though. Either way, a slightly better exit and a decent bit of DRS. Decent dose of DRS. That is an amazing alliteration. He's going to be able to launch one around the outside once again. Jimmy Jags playing defensively very well. Henson's going to try and make the same move in the same corner from a long, long way back. He waits for quite a lot of corners and a very aggressive move there from Henson. Has managed to get himself up into P7. I'm a Wild Matt now, P6 with Rick in P5. Well, he's got a long way to go to Alexis Sanchez, 1.6 seconds, and then it's sort of 5-6 seconds back to Mr. Cookie, who I'm pretty sure is running with a 3-second time penalty as of right now. Rick also running that 3-second time penalty. So as of right now, Mr. Cook, that sim guy is winning this race. Yellow flag in sector 1 and 2. That's Blair stopped on track, so I think maybe just a little spin or something. Either way, we're back racing once again, and we're about to hit lap 25 or 29, which means we're about to have 5 more laps to go. I know that sounds confusing, but you've got to remember, we don't just stop at 29, we complete 29, so basically we stop at 30. Once you hit lap 30, then that's it, race over. So, Lifebouts, I'm picking up a 3-second time. I need to there for multiple warnings. The only way I can see Mr. Cookie winning this as of right now is A, if that sim guy crashes and it doesn't cause a safety car. B, if that sim guy picks up a 3-second time penalty, because I can't see Mr. Cookie running away with this right now. That sim guy is going to be on tyres that are just going to get faster and faster in comparison to Mr. Cookie's tyres. They obviously both tyres are going to get slower, but Mr. Cookies are going to get slower faster, if that makes sense. They're going to decrease in speed at a higher rate. There we go. I'm not sure whether that's a glitch or whether that some guy really is locking up that badly through that corner, but he just keeps doing it, so I don't know, it might be. Either way, nothing much has changed, to be honest, over the last couple of moments. Just whilst looking at the fronts, everybody's still in the exact same order as what is going on here. That sim guy is getting dangerously close to the back of Mr. Cookie, who has switched back to his beloved Aston Martin, and Mr. Cookie picking up a 3-second time penalty there. So now up to 6 seconds of penalties is Mr. Cookie, and running in a lot of danger as of right now to lose his podium position. So he's going to have to do a lot to try and keep hold of it. He's basically going to have to keep Rick at a 3-second distance away. As of right now, it's 3.6 seconds back to Smithy. With his gap to leader, it's 4.3, so he's currently got a 1.3 sort of deficit for P2, so he can still lose one. And Rick's managed to get himself past Alexis Sanchez there. He's only got Smithy to pass, and then he can join the front 2 runners, and he's going to go for it at the chicane. Is he going to be able to get the good enough inside line to get the move done? But no, I do think Smithy could come back here. Or is it Smithy going to be under pressure too much by Alexis Sanchez? Alexis Sanchez is going to lob one down the inside. Big lock up there for Rick, and it is contact made, and that is Alexis Sanchez in the wall, but he's not done yet. He is still in the race. Either way, Rick up into P3, so these medium tyres working an absolute treat right now, gaining lots of time, but he's 4 seconds away from that sim guy. so long as sort of that gap to leader doesn't sort of drop below 4 seconds, I'm pretty sure as long as that doesn't drop below 3 seconds, it's okay. Which I can't see it dropping below 3 seconds, to be honest. Either way, that sim guy just keeping himself close. He's not going for any moves, which I completely understand. I wouldn't either. He knows he's got it in the bag. So I say, okay, yeah, it's nice to win on track, but at the same time, it's also a little bit more comfortable just to stay behind. If they make a mistake, take it for the win if you want to. If they don't make a mistake, oh well, you got a 6-second gap on them. Really, you've got sort of 5.5 for that sim guy right now. I can't see, logically, there's no reason to get past. Emotionally, there is. Obviously, you win the race. Yeah, that must be a bug. That tyre squealing, that's so persistent. Either way, AI Jackalacko is going to go for a move here on I'm a Wild Matt. Doesn't quite pull it off. Well, it's not been too bad of a race for Mr. Cookie, has it? He's actually performed really, really well. And after not really being in the fight of winning a race on the very first time back, he did get the opportunity today. Unfortunately, he hasn't quite managed to make the most of it, as he picked up just a little bit stupid penalties. And all of a sudden, he might not even get on track win here. He does just about manage to outbrake that sim guy there, who did have another little look inside. So that sim guy clearly got intentions to get past. It wasn't quite Mr. Cookie's day, was it? He's just picked up too many penalties, really. That sim guy is going to go down the inside here into turn 1. He goes. They go side by side. It's better on the brakes for that sim guy. Mr. Cookie might be able to get a switch back. But with that sim guy having DRS, it's going to be difficult for him to be able to do anything. Is he going to lob one down the inside? No, he holds back. So that sim guy moving up into the lead of this race. And Rick has closed down fantastically, may I add. Like, properly fantastically. Now just 2.7 seconds off the pace. Mr. Cookie, though, still does hold, if I'm correct, 3rd place as of right now. Rick does hold 2nd as of right now, with the knowledge of penalties. There we go, we'll stick it on penalties instead. Other than that, Rick closing in masterfully here. Smithy under quite a lot of pressure from our Henson as well, actually. Car stopped on track. That's Essex Perry down at the last couple of turns. So with Mr. Cookie pretty much out of contention, we turn our brains to the winner of the opener race of BRL Season 3 in Australia. It's the owner, that same guy. And Mr. Cookie takes P3 after Rick takes him on penalties, and Smithy comes in P4. Our Henson takes P3 by a 10th. He's done it. Our Henson managed to nick himself a podium. Mr. Cookie falls down to P4. And with that, Jackalacko moves down, Smithy in P5, Jackalacko P6, oh well, Matt in P7 is quite a decent finish. Unfortunately for Bluebird, who didn't quite was able to make the most of his qualifying position, down in 8th place, and Jimmy Jags just missing out on the top 10 there. Very close there between I'm a Wild Mac and Jackalacko as well. All of a 10th. Yeah, Mr. Cookie just a tenth away from our Henson. It was very, very close indeed. But I don't think our Henson picked up any penalties. That's why he's won today. That's why he's gotten P3. Fair play to him. And we can't say anything bad about that sim guy as well, who has driven masterfully from pole position to the back of the grid at pretty much lap 1. Back up to the top again. He's on the top step of the podium. For Alfa Romeo, who've clearly been working very hard with their new driver in the new season, take home a win. Congratulations to Alfa Romeo. What a good way to start. Alrighty, so a nice little grid rundown out of that. That sim guy wins here in Australia after starting in pole. Rick in P2 after starting P2 as well, and our Henson in P3 rounds out the podium. Mr. Cookie in P4 with Smithy in P5. Jackalacco P6, I'm a one map P7. Bluebird in P8 for the Alpine, and Alexis Sanchez in P9. Hazard P10 and Jimmy Jags P11. Lifebout in P12 and Blair in P13, SX Perry in P14 and Harley in P15. Pole in 16 and Quick Killers P17, with Bergen in P18 and myself in P19. These notes from Harley and below DNF'd out of the session. So with that, I want to bring our lovely race winner and podium finishers into chat. We want our Henson. We want that sim guy. And we want Rick. Alrighty, let's add him. Alrighty, lovely. Right, Discord. And now we wait. Oh, sorry. Who are we waiting for? Oh, we're waiting for a few. Hello. Oh my God. My ears. Jesus. I've just been hit with a bass storm. Sim guy, your microphone is very broken, my friend. Either that or you're just playing drum and bass. Ow! I don't know if he's just playing drum and bass down his microphone or whether that is just... yeah, no. Ow. I think you might have a problem with your mic, bud. It's just... ow. Headphone warning to anybody out watching. That's a lot of... yeah, no, it's still there. No. I thought we got that then. Right. It was. Right, well, we'll start with you, Rick. It was P2. Went rather well, didn't it?
I wouldn't say rather well. Of course, I had the spin on the hards. Can't lie, those tyres were horrific. I did not enjoy them. That's why I went on to back into the mediums.
Yeah.
For like whatever sake. So. It could have won. Probably if I didn't have the spin, that and the bad restart, that would have helped.
Well, nevertheless, it was still a good qualifying from you. Just 2/10 off of pole position, and a decent little getaway. Managed to keep yourself nice and in the lead for a little while. It didn't quite end up being that way. Obviously, that spin on the hards is sort of the highlight of sort of the talking point of your race. But after spinning, did you think, yeah, I'm pretty much out of contention for most decent stuff here, or were you like, I can still recover from this?
I can always recover. I've learned that after Canada, definitely. I nearly lapped to first. That's with my confidence for this one, and I wouldn't say like, totally out of it, and until I got the penalty, that was a bit.
But I mean, nevertheless, starting the new season, are you feeling confident after that result?
I'm confident Simguy's internet is going to break down a few times, so yeah, I'm pretty sure this is my best shot at the title.
Well, with that, shall we have your 3-word race roundup?
Okay.
I've done 3-word race roundup with you before.
Yeah,
I have. Right, good. I was about to be very worried for a second then.
I think I'm gonna go with good, then horrible, and then recover.
Okay, fair enough. It tells a nice story. Either way, congratulations on your podium. It's still P2 nevertheless. And wishing you all the best of luck for next race. See you next week. Alrighty, well, let's talk to P3 first. Henson, how did this race go for you?
Hello.
Hello.
Well, I kept lagging out because for some reason Gigaclear decided to do that. I don't know what it is, but it always goes off at 8 PM on a Wednesday for some reason. I don't know why. But somehow I managed to get back to P3. I'll take it. I feel bad for Mr. Cookie because he got held up apparently.
Well, nevertheless, when you came into this weekend, were you expecting a podium position?
Last season I got second here. I won on track but got second on penalties, so I was expecting something good. I said in pre-race comments I'm hoping to do a podium interview, so I guess I did kind of expect.
Yeah, there you go. You got what you wanted. After that performance, are you feeling particularly confident heading into the season?
My racing, yes. My internet, no. If my internet keeps dying, then I'm not going to do anything. Yeah, Hazard has the same internet, that's why we both leave at the same time.
I'll keep note of that. I mean, other than that, it was all right qualifying for you, wasn't it? It was nothing special, but it did its job pretty decently.
Yeah, I thought I had a pretty decent lap, but everyone else was really good in quali. I couldn't match them.
I mean, you got stuck up in quite a lot of battles throughout that whole race. How do you manage to just not bottle any of them?
I don't know. I think I forced a couple people into racing. I don't know really. I'm just drawing.
Well, other than that, last moments of that race, were you obviously I know you can see the penalties and whatnot, were you like, I'm in with a shot here, or was it quite a surprise when it came across the line to know that you picked up P3?
I'll run you through it. So I saw Rick. I was within 3 seconds of him. I thought I'd have to have him get a penalty to have a chance of a podium. Then Mr. Cookie kept complaining about getting held up in the party. So I thought it was maybe on again then, but then I was right behind Smith. So I was going really slowly then. I thought I'd maybe lost it, but I got it by 10th in the end.
Oh, fair play. I mean, other than that, should we run to your 3-word race roundup?
I haven't thought of anything. I'll go laggy, entertaining, and 1/10.
Well, congratulations on your podium, and who knows, mate, we'll see you next week.
Yeah, hopefully. Thank you.
Yeah. Enjoy the podium. Alrighty, well, I've had him on mute this whole time, just out of pure fear. That's him, guys. Your microphone's still exploding. Yes, I'll take that as a yes. No, still nothing. Give it a good whack. I'm just getting bass boosted. Right, I have an idea, Sim guy. Stop with your microphone because it's not working. I have an idea. So I want that Sim guy. Right, I'm going to call you on Discord and then I'll just play it through my microphone. It won't be very good quality, but at least we'll be able to hear you because your microphone just not working. Hello? Hello?
Hello, how you doing?
Yeah, not too bad.
Good. Good race.
Yeah, it must have been a decent race for you, mustn't it?
Well, qualifying went well. I got a fantastic on my final run.
Yeah.
And then, started the race, was doing quite well. And then I had a massive tank slapper coming out of the last corner. I saved it, but I just nicked the wall on the outside, which gave me wing damage.
Yeah.
And then I pitted, put the hards on, had my wing change setting to auto.
Yeah.
And even though it was orange, it still didn't want to change my wing.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, so the game was fantastic today. Lots of problems, which is great to see, as always.
Yeah, I mean, I drove the first lap.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. You stuck in the Red Bull, that was brilliant.
Yeah.
And what else happened after that? So then I had the hards on, then I pitted again to change my front wing, but then I had to change my tyres with that as well, so I put on a new set of mediums.
Yeah.
And then I was quite fortunate with the safety car. The safety car came out, and I pitted to put on the hards because it was like 9 laps later, I think. So the mediums were fairly used, but then put the hards on, and they'd only done 1 lap.
Lovely.
Because I went out on them, and then I had to come back in to change my wing.
Yeah.
And then just stayed out. Couple more safety cars, virtual safety car, and I stayed out. Didn't bother pitting because I knew that the hard tyres would go quite a distance. They were really hanging on towards the end. But recovered from P1 to nearly last. Pitting twice unintentionally. Well, intentionally, but for bad reasons.
Yeah.
And then ended up winning the race.
Yeah.
To my massive shock.
I was about to say,
that next week, I'm going to be starting dead last.
Why is that?
Because the sprint race is reverse grid of the championship standings.
Lovely.
Yeah, so a proper last to first challenge for me next week.
Yeah, well, at least you can nearly do it after this event, so it's not all down and out. So would you like to explain this new setup for anybody watching?
So the sprint races, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing. So this is the 4th season of BRL, I think. Third or fourth, I can't remember, to be honest.
Well, we're season 3.
Season 3.
Yeah, but we used to have tier 1 and tier 2 before that. So
yes, that's right. Yeah. So season 3 of Bear Racing League. And we decided to change it up a bit. We are doing 3 sprint races in the season. The first one is round 2, which is next week. So what we'll do is there's not going to be any qualifying. There's just so the grid for the sprint race is going to be the championship standings reversed. So I will start dead last because I finished first, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So we've got 3 of those, and then we'll do a sprint race, which is the in-game sprint race setting, and then we'll do the normal 50% race. So it's I don't think it's going to be much longer of an evening, just because I think the sprint race will take up the time for equal to qualifying, which qualifying normally does. Yeah. So I think we should still finish around 9:30, hopefully, if all goes to plan. So we've got 3 of those in the season, just to set up a bit and see what happens.
Yeah, so with that, Bahrain, do you think, race pace wise, do you think you've got it in you to get some decent points out of it with the sprint races?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Bahrain's a quite easy track to overtake, and I've always gone quite well around Bahrain. And it's just, you just got to watch for the DRS trains, but hopefully starting at the back, I should be able to overtake fairly quickly if all goes to plan.
Okay, and with that, should we do your 3-word race roundup?
Let's go with spin or spinning. That's traditional That Sim Guy style.
Yeah. I reckon you should change your name to That Spin Guy.
Sorry?
You should change your name to That Spin Guy.
Yeah, I should. So we've got spinning. Let's do EA. I think a lot of people know. I'm not in other words with that, but I think a lot of people know what I mean by that. Win to start the season, I think.
Yeah, it's a great start for you. Is it brought confidence? That's the real question.
I think it has, and I've been practicing quite a bit, and I think that what I've learned about certain things of the game paid off today, because I was able to implement it and actually turned out to be a good thing. So that's good. I learned something just before the race start as well, which helped me massively. Which I'm not gonna divulge because it's very competitive, the grid. So I'll keep it to myself. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a good season. Hopefully, I mean, I'm quite confident that I've got the pace, but let's just see if I can keep it in a straight line.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on your win, and who knows, if race pace goes to plan, we might have you here next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully, second week in a row.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, this is my first interview, I think, because this is my first first time the post race interview. So
is it really?
Yeah, it's nice to be able to do it.
Oh wow! Can't believe it's taken this long.
I just want to take a moment to also say thank you because I haven't been able to do this properly on a stream, but do yourself. I know it via me texting you last season and you saying it, but yeah, thank you to Carteristics because you do an amazing job of giving us content, and I think I can speak for everyone when we say that we are very grateful to have you. So thank you very much for sticking with us.
Well, thank you very much for being so kind and grateful, and for hosting such a lovely league, which we are going to see some proper quality racing, I'm pretty sure. Oh my god, some of the fighting today was ridiculous.
Yeah,
you have to watch it back. It is good.
I had it on the side, and I had one ear off my headset, and I was listening to what you were saying, and it sounded really good. So yeah, thank you for giving us that.
Yeah, no problem. And enjoy the race, win, and see you next week.
Yes, thank you very much. Take care.
And you. Alrighty, so that wraps up our first race of the season. Been absolutely quality, I can't lie. Like a really, really high quality first race of the season. Pretty clean, solid racing. Really set up this to be a really good season. And who knows, we might have more than one person in for the shout of the title. J Horse wasn't here today, but he's on wheel now, so we have no idea how good he's going to be. So all we can do is sit and pray that, he's lost a little bit of ability, and all of a sudden we could be on for like a 3-4 way title fight here. So with that, I will round off. Thank you all very much for watching. I've been the Carteristics, and good night.